Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Big week for Tennessee football, getting ready to take on Alabama. Number 6 versus number 3. College game day, orange out. Danny White's going to have a watch party. Neyland Stadium, Rocky Top. It's going to be rocking on Saturday. Big time game, big time opportunity for this football program to take that next step. Josh Heupel to take that next step. And Paul Feinbaum has to go ahead and run his mouth and talk about Oklahoma pursuing Josh Heupel as their next head football coach. A lot of you guys were talking about that this morning in the chat as I was talking with Gabe. Also had Eric Kane on the show this morning. Great show. If you've not seen it, go back and check that out. But look, tons of content coming your way this week because it is Alabama week. Make sure you guys do go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're new here, you don't know what this is. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We don't try to sell you on something we are not. This is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you're subscribed. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Like I said, busy week. We are going to be live tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Late night Talkin VAWLS. It's the fan call-in show where you, the members, get to come on and talk on the show. Also, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Ben McKee from GoVols 24/7, also of the Swain event, will be on the show talking about this matchup with Alabama. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Come hang out. Always a good time hanging out live with you guys. Let's take a look at this article. And this is from 24/7 Sports. It says Oklahoma football, Brent Venables' future questioned by Paul Feinbaum, who suggests Josh Heupel as the replacement. Now, battered Vols syndrome is very real with everything. Heading into the Alabama game, do you believe Tennessee is a top 10 program right now? You know, all these people that want to shift the goalpost and talk about how Tennessee's not beating anybody, Pitt's not very good, Florida's not very good, it's not the LSU of old. Tennessee is 5-0. With 3 wins over top 25 opponents, and 2 of those were on the road. You can bet the bank account that Tennessee is for real, and they are a top 10 program. It's time to celebrate it and act like it. But some of us are so upset. We're so used to failure. We're so used to remembering Lane Kiffin leaving in the middle of the night, all the failed coaching searches. So when we have a guy in Josh Heupel that's having this much success in year 2, when we were talking about a 5 to 6 year rebuild, it would only make sense for people to panic and think that Josh Heupel is going to head off to his alma mater at Oklahoma. Let's take a look at the article here. It says the Oklahoma Sooners are left fielding tough to answer questions after a 49-0 loss to Texas on Saturday in the Red River Showdown. Losing to the Longhorns without question frustrates the Sooners, but the results' lopsidedness only amplified that feeling, leaving Paul Feinbaum questioning if Coach Brent Venables is cut out for the job. Feinbaum suggested a reunion between Tennessee coach Josh Heupel and the program he once called home when thinking of potential replacements. Here's the quote from Paul Feinbaum. 49-0 in that rivalry game. I mean, Venables' credibility. I was with an Oklahoma fan yesterday at the airport. Wasn't even joking, and the guy looked like he wanted to stand up and fight. They were so in on Venables, and they were laughing. Remember, laughing at Lincoln Riley. Let me just repeat. Joe Cassione, best athletic director in the country, right? Well, he hired Brent Venables, and there were always rumblings about why didn't take Brent Venables take that job? Why didn't he take that job? Maybe he was waiting for this job. I don't know. If he turns this thing around, then good for him. The quote goes on to say, if it doesn't happen this year, don't be surprised if some Okie decides maybe it's time to fix the bad feelings with Josh Heupel. That's the key right there, guys. That's the key to this whole thing. Fix the bad feelings with Josh Heupel. Goes on to say, oh, by the way, Oklahoma is heading to the SEC, and they're heading to the SEC with who? With Brent Venables, while one of their most famous alums is in Knoxville. Does that make any sense? Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of the article. I just wanted you guys to hear the quote from Paul Feinbaum, who again says that it's time for Oklahoma to repair the damages. So let's start there. Let's start with the relationship between Josh Heupel and Oklahoma. Obviously, Josh Heupel played for the University of Oklahoma. Played his college ball there. Also went on to coach at Oklahoma. So it would make sense, right? It would make sense for him to end up back at Oklahoma. Let's take a look at an article from Josh Heupel's time at Central Florida. He was asked about being fired from Oklahoma. He said, thank God it happened. He said, it works out great for me. If I had stayed there, I wouldn't be here. Now, what does that mean? Again, this is an article from the Orlando Sentinel, but it just kind of paints the picture of Josh Heupel's relationship with Oklahoma. Talks about how if he had stayed at Oklahoma as the offensive coordinator, he could possibly be the head coach. someday. He said, after all, the guy who replaced him, Lincoln Riley, was named the head coach when the great Bob Stoops stepped down before the last season. It says earlier, Riley fired Mike Stoops, which is Bob Stoops' brother, as the defensive coordinator of the Sooners. If life were fair, Mike Stoops would have been fired 3 seasons earlier instead of Josh Heupel. But again, you're talking about Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator who coached under his brother Bob. So why would you make your brother the scapegoat when you can go ahead and fire Josh Heupel? And that's what the article goes on to explain here. It says there's no way Stoops was going to fire his kid brother after a miserable 8-5 season that ended with a 40-6 loss to Clemson right here in Orlando. It goes on to say Bob Stoops obviously has his reasons for making the staff changes he did, but the fact that Oklahoma's offense, again, which was coached by Josh Heupel, co-offensive coordinator, was ranked number 23 in the country that year, and the defense was ranked 51st. It says, although Heupel says he's over the disappointment of getting let go by his alma mater, it should be noted he hasn't spoken to Bob Stoops, his college coach, since the day he was fired. So I think when people want to start talking about Josh Heupel and going back to Oklahoma, obviously we again, battered VAWLS syndrome coming full circle. It's real, right? We think back to Lane Kiffin leaving for the dream job, leaving for USC in the middle of the night. We have flashbacks of that, nightmares of that scenario playing out with Josh Heupel. But I think it starts there with his relationship with Oklahoma and the donors that are around Oklahoma that allowed Stoops to make those decisions and do what he did. I think there's still some tension there with Josh Heupel and Oklahoma. But more importantly, not only Oklahoma, but look at the University of Tennessee. Look at his relationship with Danny White, a guy that he worked with at Central Florida. The fact that when Danny White came to Tennessee, he said, I did everything in my power to not hire Josh Heupel, but at the end of the day, it all made sense. He was the best fit for this job. Now, I've been on record of saying that when Josh Heupel showed up at Tennessee, he understood how big the program was. He understood the tradition and the history and what it meant to be a coach in the SEC. But I think that Josh Heupel fell in love with the University of Tennessee that night against Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin when he got a little taste of what Rocky Top could be if you give us a little bit of success. We have a fan base that is passionate. We are foaming at the mouth to have success. And now Josh Heupel is giving it to us. You know, hearing him talk about the Florida game and the atmosphere and the ball walk, and then follow that up. He talked about the Akron game. He couldn't believe Akron game sold out. The Vol Walk. He talked about how deep the Vol Walk was for a non-conference opponent. Now, here comes Alabama, top-ranked matchup, number 6 versus number 3. College game day back in town. Orange out. You are going to see just how insane this fan base is. Josh Heupel, I truly believe that he loves it at Tennessee. I truly believe that he was the guy meant for the job. And I think he likes the setup. His athletic director, the administration being in alignment, this fan base. He's got a 5-star quarterback in the waiting in Nico Iamaleava, putting together a pretty solid recruiting class right now. NIL at Tennessee. Spire Sports Group, the number 1 NIL collective in the country. Everything Josh Heupel needs to run a successful program is right there in Knoxville, Tennessee. I don't see him trading that in to go back to an Oklahoma program that spit in his face and used him as the scapegoat so Stoops could keep his little brother as the defensive coordinator. So I don't think Josh Heupel is going anywhere. But I did want to put out a video and address this a little bit more in depth. It did get mentioned in this morning's live stream. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Do you truly believe that Josh Heupel would leave Tennessee to go back to Oklahoma? If you do believe that, is it battered VAWLS syndrome? Love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Again, busy week. Going to be live Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Thinking about bringing you guys a Friday morning stream with myself and Gabe. It's Bama Hate Week. Do you guys want another morning stream? Let me know that in the comments as well. Do you want another morning stream? We could do a morning stream Friday morning, 9 a.m. Let me know if you want one. Also, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. And since it is Bama Hate Week, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network, bonfire.com/store/TalkinVaws, the limited edition Buck Family shirt. Going to be gone forever after the game on Saturday, so make sure you pick one of those up while you can. We've also got these brand new VAWLS by Fitty. You guys love the memes. You guys love the rhymes. Doesn't matter. VAWLS by Fitty. Go check out that shirt and the Old Faithfuls as well. But any and all support, greatly appreciated. If you missed the live stream this morning, great conversation with Eric Kane about the LSU game. Gabe came on. We talked a little bit about Alabama. We were live almost 2 hours. Just a great time hanging out talking Tennessee football because it is Bama Hate Week. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.